Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Sievers, and it might seem unusual that a board-certified internist is going to speak to a certified master life coach. Many of you don't even know what they do, but we're going to find out today. And the reason I want to bring this information to you is because it is part of the stools of your health. We talk about our physical health, we talk about our mental health, but then there's our spiritual and energetic health. People don't realize that they often perpetuate their own illnesses. I don't say they cause them, but they can perpetuate them. So without any further ado, let me introduce Marilyn Ziemer, Certified Master Life Coach. Thanks for being with
Teresa.
us.
Thank you. I'm really thrilled to be here.
So I know a little bit about your background because you were a CEO of a small company, as you like to say, called AT&T. So help me how you got from AT&T CEO, managing hundreds of people, to doing what you're doing now.
Well, let me correct you. I wasn't a CEO.
Oh.
I was a senior vice president.
Okay, well that's
Big
big difference.
World, right?
But still, you were up in the corporate world, right?
I did. I had 5,000 people that worked for me. So,
okay.
Yes, I had a lot of responsibility, and how I got there to here is a little long story, so I don't want to tell you all
just
the
give me
details.
the brief.
But the brief is this. Really, one day, I decided it wasn't fun anymore.
Life.
I wasn't happy. Life wasn't happy for me. And I had a really, really wonderful role model in my life, my father, who always said, if something you're doing isn't fun, it's time to think about something else to do in your life. So at that point, my husband at the time and I decided to move to Florida, and we got here and didn't know what we were going to do. And we actually, in between, opened up a small business. We became entrepreneurs. And then as things happen in people's lives, we parted ways. And it was at that time in my life when I would say I just felt empty, unfulfilled, unhappy.
So you reached deep. You had to reach deep.
That's a great way to say it. And it was like I finally just sort of, surrender. I'm not sure what the word is.
Surrender's a great word.
I just said, tell me, help me. I know there's something out there that's more for me, that will give me that meaning in life and more joy.
Right, and so purpose, because you knew you had a purpose, but you weren't sure what it was.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So what I'm so excited about having you on the show for is because one of the things that I find, and when I spoke to a physician who does age management medicine, is that a lot of times patients are doing everything right. I mean, they might even be eating better than me, and I eat pretty darn good. They exercise. They take great supplements. They do everything. They do yoga. But they're just not really well. And I find out they hate their mother. Or they're angry, or they have an unresolved issue, maybe a trauma, maybe an abuse. So I've realized now that scientifically, in our medical journal, folks, there's data that shows that when you have that kind of stress, you affect your immune system. When you affect your immune system, it affects how you think, and when you affect how you think, it affects how your body works. That's about as simple as we can put it. What do you do with patients?
Okay, so what you just described is like a vicious cycle, right? Go bad health to negative thoughts to more bad health. So what I do for patients is I help them understand that how they think determines how they feel, and how they feel has a huge impact on their health. And so in order to get to a place where they feel better, they have to start with understanding how they feel and what's connected to it, because there is always a thought attached to every feeling. So if I'm going through my life feeling really unhappy, it's because I have a lot of negative thoughts, as you said, oh, I don't like my mother, or I don't like my job, or I'm really in a bad situation with my husband or my kids, or on and on and on. It's these 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day that we have going on in our mind, around and around and around. And they keep you in this very bad feeling place.
Okay, so let me
teach you how to get out of it.
Because I'm going to come to you now, and I'm going to say, but you don't understand, Marilyn. You don't understand. I've been sick for 10 years. I'm tired. I've had multiple surgeries. My back hurts so bad. And I know you've worked with some clients with back pain. So how do you get them to see that? Because I'm just, I'm going to be the skeptic.
Sure, you can be the skeptic.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I say, you really have nothing to lose here by trying what I have to offer. Because obviously, if you've been this sick for 10 years, you haven't found the answer.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, besides, I have a track record, and I have people who have literally cured themselves of some things that the medical industry would say are impossible. Things like MS, while under a doctor's care, all right? So amazing things happen. So it's a process. Yes, you've had it for 10 years. It means that you have to begin to understand what's up there that's causing it. And I take you through steps. It's a building block process where we literally start with, what are you thinking about all the time that makes you feel bad? And how do you flip the switch to something that makes you feel better? And then little by little, you begin to believe that you can move in a new direction that makes you feel better. And when you feel better, you get calmer. And as I get into it, calmer helps the body. Key. It literally relaxes the body. Calmness is truly the key to everything.
Well, you know, this is so true. I'm actually just about done reading a book called Radical Remission, and I want to validate what Marilyn is saying, because a lot of people hear, oh, they cured themselves of MS, that they couldn't, it's not possible. Here's the deal, folks. People have been healing themselves for centuries.
Bingo.
And doctors are just one way that we can go about it. Reiki masters, psychologists, psychiatrists, surgeons, they're a part of the picture. But ultimately, the patient has to want to be well. And this is what I see in my practice. In this book that's written by a PhD, she's interviewed multiple people who've had spontaneous healing from cancer. And all of these people did 9 things, and only 2 of them had to do with what they ate and how they exercised. Everything else was related to thoughts.
Here.
And I think it's so important to work with a coach, because just like when I was playing the patient who's been sick for 10 years and having chronic pain, and you don't understand, doctor, I can bring you my, or life coach, you don't understand, I've got all these discs that are herniated. This is real pain.
Yeah.
And they need to know how to do, it's another stool. It's just like me teaching them how to eat. She needs to teach you how to think.
Exactly. And something you said is really interesting. You know, because we get stuck in the reality we're in, as your client says, but you don't understand, I have a herniated disc, I have this, I have that, everything is sick about me. And I say, you know what? It's true. You do. Right now you're experiencing it. But the beautiful thing is you can move to a whole new reality when you change your thoughts.
Yep.
And it sounds like, and it's a miracle. Because people say, that sounds like a miracle, or it sounds like impossible. And I say, it's only impossible because you don't believe it at the moment. What's a miracle? Something outside of your belief system. And once you start focusing on better feeling thoughts, focusing on a new goal, where do I want to go, simple things I have to do, it's like amazing things begin to happen, and you can make it happen spontaneously.
And I think that the key thing, and that, you know, we've learned about our brains, is that we can form new brain cells and we can form new pathways of thinking. And one of the key ways of doing that, and I never really knew this, they were taught this in medical school, that your mind doesn't really know the difference between reality and fiction.
That's exactly right.
So that's what she teaches you, is how to get to that imaginary place and develop those feelings that are going to help your body heal, along with everything else that you're doing to make yourself feel well.
Exactly it. So it is what you just said in a nutshell. It's about feeling great, meaning happiness, and then using the power of your mind, which is your imagination, to begin to visualize what you want. Those 2 elements are critical. The faster you use them, the faster you'll get what you want.
I want you to briefly, because I know one of your big things is you quote a Harvard study, and people hear that and their ears perk up. Oh, there is some truth. So tell us a little bit about this happiness sweet spot in our health.
Okay. So there is a Harvard study that's been done over the past 10 years by an individual named Shawn Achor, and it's fabulous work. And what it essentially says is this, that you get what you want after you're happy. What do I mean by that? Your success comes after you're happy. Not I get to be successful first and then I get to be happy. It's the reverse of what we're taught. And so in order to become happy, there are very simple things you can do in your life to get there. So it's things like being grateful every day. Very simple things. I pick 3 things every day out of my life that says, wow, I'm grateful for these 3 things. I'm grateful for a person in my life today. I let them know about it. I meditate. I exercise. Those things are really, really crucial to you being happy, and they don't take much time every day, 15 minutes, and that's the key. When I talk to all my clients, I say the first thing you need to do is carve out time for you.
That's right. That's it. And so what I tell patients when I'm trying to explain this to them is, I'm telling you that you need to exercise your muscle right here. What she's teaching you is how to exercise your mind. And it is a process, and it is hard in the beginning. Maybe you'll end up having physical aches and pains, but it's a challenge on how to wrap your brain around it. But that's what a certified master life coach like Marilyn Ziemer can do. She can help you understand how your thoughts are creating your world and your reality.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for being with me.
Thank you so much, Teresa. It's been lovely being
here.
Great.
And you can find more on livingajoyfullifenow.com.
Very good. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.